Hello and welcome to Electrification TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be talking about the 5 objectives of the energy campaign, which I introduced last week. For every campaign there must be an objective. There must be set goals. All right. There must be something that they are trying to achieve. That campaign is trying to achieve. All right. And for a campaign, it's just basically about giving a word, all right, and looking for something. You're advocating for something, you know. But a campaign can turn into a movement. A lot can happen from just this campaign. So today we're gonna be talking about the objectives of the energy campaign, which was introduced last week. The first objective of the campaign is we want to see the government investing more in the energy sector. Now, before I explain why should they invest in the energy sector, I want to explain a little bit about investing. What do I mean by investing in the energy sector? So, by the government investing more in the energy sector, I mean we want to see more power generation plants. We want to see, more energy conservation strategies. We want to see fuel, these different sources of energy being, conserved. First of all, what's already there being conserved, and introducing new innovations, to produce more energy. All right. Um, Even including the use of machinery, because machines make the work easier by multiplying the energy. All right. So that's one way of producing more energy, or using a small amount of energy to do a a lot of work. Okay. So uh, we want to see more of that, and we don't want to see that as policies. We don't want to see that just as you know the word of mouth. We don't want to just hear about it. We want to see it. We want to witness it. And if the government is you know short of um, minds, or minds, masterminds that can come up with projects that will produce more energy and conserve energy, well, we'll search for people. We'll present people to the government. We'll ask for government funds, and we'll show them our projects. We'll show them projects that are worth funding, to improve the standards of Zambian lives. All right. Now, you know, power is a very, very great incentive. Power, which is also to mean energy, because you realize that the reason why development may be slow is because there's not enough power. So on that, I would like to introduce the second objective of the campaign, which is to make sure that our rural areas, our villages, these underdeveloped places in Zambia are electrified. That's the second objective. And the reason why this is one of the objectives, um, is that if you really want to see development in these underdeveloped areas, the first thing that you gotta do is electrify them. Because power, if there's power there, if there's electricity there, it's going to attract investments. It's going to attract contractors. It's going to attract people who want to build that land. All right. Because let's say I'm looking for a place to build. Let's say to build a factory. I want to start um, a shoemaking factory. Yeah, you see that. I want to start a shoemaking factory, and I want it to be big. And then I can't put it in town because I'm only overcrowding the place. I'm only there's no space there. All right. Let's take you know um there is bare land. There is unworked land. You know somewhere elsewhere. So let's say I want to start that factory. I want to build a big factory, shoemaking factory. Um, the first thing that I'm gonna have to do is I'll obviously have my own budget. Calculating how much the material is gonna cost, how much I'm gonna have to pay the workers and everything, the transportation and stuff. But then if I also have to look at the issue of power, electricity. That's like a huge turn off, because I can even, you know, put a hold on my plans, put a hold on my project if if I realize that there's no power in the place that I want to do that thing. All right, because that's gonna cost a lot. Yeah, I was saying I wouldn't like to put the cost of electricity on my budget, because now that's another story. All right, so that's like a huge turn off to all those investors. All right, there's no power, work is slow. Electrify the place, then we can come in and build our stuff. All right, so that's our second objective. you know uh, we are saying we want these rural areas, these underdeveloped places, to be electrified. About the machines, I'm from talking about all these things that use energy in a different form. All right, but we also have this factor, which is the labor factor. Labor is delivered by human beings. So the human force requires energy as well, and we get that energy from food. All right. Now, there are a lot of other, incentives that you can give to workers. On top of that, they need energy. Energy is very much needed, for the labor to be efficient and effective. Now, that leads me to the second objective, which is to uh, increase increase the uh, agriculture produce. Now, this just basically means the government should also invest more in the agriculture sector. And this, not only the government. This one goes out to even, just general citizens of Zambia. You know what? Let's think about farming. We've got, Zambia is blessed with so much capacity to grow, and if we can begin to realize that, and use that to our advantage, if we can begin to work our land, don't, don't think don't think that farming. Okay, the problem, there's a certain mentality that people have, that farming is somehow related, or it's closely associated with poverty, because maybe people in the village are the ones that farm or something like that. That's the backward mentality. I don't like that. I don't like that. So I'm saying that, let's consider farming. The farming is a very good investment. Ask people that have already started. Ask people who are farming how much they make. How much that has benefited them. Maybe then you'll realize that farming, it can give you a lot more than you expect. All right. So this does not only go out to the government. This is not only for the government. It's also for everyone in general. If you're a Zambian, you're a proud Zambian, and you want to do something to change, to improve our country, to improve Zambia, well, I'm saying consider farming. Farming is a very good investment that's gonna benefit the whole country at large. All right. Now, that's my. So to sum up the first three objectives of the campaign, the first one, we had to see the government invest more in the energy sector. Um, you know, come up with these projects that will produce more energy and conserve energy at the same time. Um, the second one was, electrify the rural areas. Yeah, I explained that. I gave an example of me starting a shoe factory, a big one. All right. Now, the third one was, which I'm just from talking about, is the agriculture sector. The Ministry of Agriculture, where we have food production. Yeah, we want to see the government, and not only the government, but also the citizens of Zambia, investing more in that area. Yeah. So moving on to the number four objective of the campaign, which is our second last. You know, um, this one is that's simply to end load shedding. Well, this one is kind of related to the first one, which was investing more in the energy sector. But I want it to be as an individual. I want us to deal with it, individually. not individually. I want us to deal with it, separate, as a separate entity. All right, something that is okay. Load shedding is a very, very serious issue in Zambia, and load shedding, for those that don't know, is the lack of enough power. We just don't have power in our houses. Power goes like there's power. And for those that do not know, load shedding is, the insufficiency or the deficiency of power. That thing where power goes for like 5 hours at your place. That's called load shedding. Yeah. So we want to end that, and that is a really serious thing in Zambia. So as concerned citizens, we just want to see something done, to end that. All right. You know, the thing is that we're not only trying to present this to the government or leave it all up to the government, for them to do everything. No, this is for everyone. This is for every citizen. This is for every Zambian. Love your country, be proud of your country, realize the um, richness of your country, realize that your country is rich, and begin to work the land. All right. That's basically what we're about. That's basically what the energy campaign is about. So yeah, end load shedding is the fourth objective. End load shedding. Yeah. So since it's connected to the first one, it's kind of connected to the first one. Where you understand, the first way we're gonna end load shedding is by finding ways or means of producing more energy. That is, you know, can we make more power generation plants? Can we utilize nature? Nature's energy is stored in nature actually. And can we find ways to extract? No, don't extract energy. Can we find ways to generate energy from nature? And deliver it in our homes. All right, that's what we want to look for. That's what we say. Okay. So, and lastly but not the least, my last objective. Oh, no, no, not mine. The campaign's last objective is simply to educate and support Zambians that are doing something to improve the country. Now, that has got so much in it. So I just want to offload, some of it. Um, when you take a look around, oh, not a look around, when you research and you actually, open your eyes and see, you find that Zambians, there are a lot of passionate Zambians that are, you know, supporting one cause or another. They are doing something to improve the lives of their fellow Zambians. Now, we want to educate those that need education. All right, and by educate I mean you can either support girl child education. You can support people going back to school. All right, that cause you can support that cause. All right, and you can just simply you know start speaking positively about Zambia. And if you find that someone is in ignorance, try to make them realize. It's better if you try to teach them or educate them on a certain issue. All right, now another part is supporting Zambians that are doing something to improve our country. When you, like I already said, when you actually just open your eyes and see, you find that there's a lot of there's a lot of movement going on. There's a lot of passionate individuals that are trying to you know bring a development. They're trying to they're trying to up the standards in one area or another of our country. Because I mean, if you can't start something, support something, support a good cause. All right, don't be dormant. Don't be don't be selfish. Actually, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. You know, when you come to think about it, Zambia is not just the land. Zambia is not just the infrastructure, the trees and everything that you see, the nature. No. Zambia is you and I. Zambia is the people. So when you say Zambia is poor, when you say Zambia is in poverty, it actually means we are poor. We are in poverty. All right, now let's look at it in this way, at this angle. Our people do not have good homes. All right, we do not have good roads. We do not have good whatever facilities. All right, so when you think of Zambia being poor, don't think about it's like it doesn't have good buildings, it doesn't have tall buildings and all these kind of things. It doesn't have what? No, let's think about it. Our people are suffering. Zambia is poor because our people do not have good places to stay, good places to live in. All right, and if we can think like that, we realize that it's more about improving the standards of people. All right, it's more about getting people out of poverty, alleviating their poverty. You know, so uh, let's quit talking about how bad the situation is. Let's quit talking about focusing on the negative, because nothing comes out of the negative. All right, and no matter how long you focus on it, no matter how much focus you put on the negative, nothing good comes out of it. It actually does bad to you. It actually impedes certain good things that had the chance of happening. All right, so let's quit. Let's quit speaking negative. Especially towards our country, because when we speak negative towards our country, we're actually just speaking negative towards someone else, towards our neighbor, towards our brother and sister. Because when okay, we say Zambia is poor. I don't like Zambia because it's poor. I just want to leave this place. You're actually talking about people. You're saying, people don't have this and that. Zambian people are lacking this and that. Let's quit talking about what we are lacking. Let's quit talking about everything that is wrong. All right, let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about projects that are going to bring a change. How about that? Can we talk about that? Just because you lack something good to talk about, it doesn't mean you can just open your mouth and talk about whatever is in your head that is negative. No, no, your silence sometimes even helps. If you've got nothing good to talk about, if you've got no positive thing to talk about, keep quiet. You're actually helping. All right, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Those are the 5 objectives of the campaign. You know, I'm really, really seeing great things happening in the future, in the near future, actually, through this campaign. And if you want to support the campaign, you can first of all just subscribe to this channel, because that's where you're gonna get the updates and everything. So subscribe, and also you can spread the word. Uh, post about something positive. Because like you don't know how many people read your posts. All right, you just don't know how much they can impact people out there. How much they can be used to educate people out there. People in your friend list. Yeah, your friends on social media, all these social media platforms. They they need you to speak something. you know you posting something that is actually positive, something that is sensible, is actually helping. you know it doesn't matter how little the impact is, but as long as it's helping, it's getting at someone. All right, it's gonna make someone out there aware of something that they didn't know. So you can go ahead and just do that. All right, and yeah, so I'll be, you'll be seeing videos on different projects. If if it's God's will, you're going to be seeing projects, videos on different projects on how we can produce more energy and how we can conserve energy, and a great use of a great usage of energy, the energy that we already have. All right, so yeah, I'm hoping that you stick with me, and let's let's be proud. Let's be proud Zambians. Yeah, thank you so much.